Now, I know I like to harp on and on and on and on and on about using red asphalt to mark bike paths and shared paths, but I think today's video is a good example of why that should be done. Now, what we're looking at here looks like a fairly clear shared path, and it is on this section. But what I'm going to show you up ahead is when we come to an intersection, I completely missed the fact that the path continued on along the other side of the road. Now, if it was all done in red asphalt, it would have been plain as day where I should have been riding. Now, I've been riding around this area on and off for about 10 years. And this week is the first time I discovered there was actually more to this path than I initially thought. So what's the point of state governments and councils spending all this money on building bike paths and shared paths if people can't find them? Now, this might sound a bit weird, but this is actually the first time I've been on this path. I've been over here at least a dozen times and ridden around this suburb because it's nice and flat, but never been on this path. And the reason for that is because it's so hopelessly marked. Now, you can probably see where I turned off back there. You know, there was a little bit of symbology on the ground, but really not much at all. And every time I've come past, I've just completely missed it. And this time I saw a sign up a pole and thought, okay, is that a path over? It's pointing to a bike path over there. Let me go have a look for it. And I crossed the road, and lo and behold, yes, there's symbology on the ground. And as usual, you know, we've got people parking their caravans on the paths, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's nice and wide. But yeah, it comes down again to the silly idea of building these paths out of concrete, where in Perth they would build these out of red asphalt, and it would have been blindingly obvious the first time I ever rode round here that if I saw a red asphalt path, I meant, haha, that's where the cyclists are supposed to be, not out here on the road. You know, it's just another one of those you know, nails in the coffin, I think, of concrete for bike paths, that for newbies, for people that don't know the area or they're new to riding a bike in the area where they live, they need very, very clear symbology, very clear guides to where they can ride and where they can't ride, particularly in New South Wales, where it's illegal for adults to ride on the footpath, but completely legal for me to ride on this. Whoop, hang on. Well, that was a terrible curb. A bit like descending Niagara Falls coming off that. Yeah, so it's, I just don't get why we keep making the same mistakes again and again, and even today, you know, we still have councils refusing to build paths out of red asphalt. I don't know why. Maybe they think if they're built out of red asphalt, cyclists will use them, and maybe they'll wear out. Hang on, another road crossing. Well, that wasn't too bad, but we seem to have run out of path. Or am I supposed to be on the other side of the road? Hang on. Well, again, I can't tell where I'm supposed to be because there's just no symbology. I think this is where I'm supposed to be, except of course back around the corner there, I might have missed it because there's a car parked on the footpath, or maybe bike path, I'm not sure what's what. But it's about to end. Is there any symbology here? No, there's no signage, no symbology. The path just finishes, ceases to be. So I don't know whether that last couple of 100 metres has all been me completely illegally riding on the footpath, which looks exactly like the legal bike path or shared path back there. Who knows? There's nothing here to tell me what's what, which is which. Hang on, let's go around the corner to where this parked cars. Two cars conveniently parked on the... Oh no, one of them's not. Yeah, I think that's where I was supposed to be. Hang on. I've been sitting here at my desk all afternoon watching this video again and again, and I still can't see what I did wrong because I can't see any symbology on the path or any signage on the poles telling me what I'm supposed to do. Now, having been back and forth, you'd probably agree that this is what we should have done, ridden across the road there behind that parked car. But can you see anything on the path or any signage that tells you to do that? And of course the answer is no. Now, maybe it's faded away. Maybe it was never put there in the first place. Maybe the bike path ended 100 meters ago and I didn't notice it. But, you know, all grey concrete looks the same. That's the problem with using grey concrete for footpaths, shared paths and bike paths. It all looks the same. If they'd built this out of red asphalt, this wouldn't have been an issue, would it? So let's stop the confusion, build these things out of red asphalt, and it'll be clear where we should be riding.